Today is the first day of faith, 56 AF. It's very simple. The only thing that is pure is God. The only thing that never ends is God. Anything that isn't purely God is God's creation. Anything that's God's creation ends sooner or later. Maybe a long time, maybe a short time, but sooner or later it ends. Heaven and hell are not God. I mean, God is everything in that sense, but in the pure sense, heaven and hell are not God. Only God is God. And therefore, heaven and hell are a part of creation, not indigenous in the pure sense of God. So, since everything that exists in creation begins and ends, then heaven and hell have an end. To us, it may be eternal, but when we speak of eternity, we're also speaking of something that's time-bound, and time is part of creation. The only thing that isn't part of creation is God, because God's the creator. So the only escape from things that end, including heaven and hell, is perfect final union with God. It's very simple. If you just think it out, and that's the truth of it, but it also stands to reason. Everything within creation has to end, because even creation itself has an end. God creates the universes and all of creation, and then when he's through with it, he withdraws it back into himself, and it ceases to exist as something that has any existence at all. And even creation itself, it ends. There's no disagreement with this, even with the scientists, because the scientists say that there's entropy, and when all the energy in the universe is equalized throughout the entire universe, that's basically the end of it. There are no more suns, no more stars, no more planets, no nothing. But that's from the limited scientific point of view. From the enlightened spiritual point of view, very simple. God alone is God. Everything else is part of creation. Everything that's created becomes uncreated. Everything that's created, everything that's born dies. Everything that comes into being ends. So the only escape from the endless rounds of birth and death, beginning and ending, is God. And the only way to do that is to give up all other states and become purely one with the pure God, which is beyond all creation. Creation exists within God, and God is within all creation, but there is more God to creation, and there's more God than there is creation, by far. In fact, creation exists within God about like a molecule of water exists in the ocean. So you can be in the molecule, or you can be in the ocean. The only thing is the analogy breaks down because the ocean itself ends. God doesn't. Jai Vamanji.